So today we're going to discuss heart rate zone training for menopausal women, post-menopausal women really. Menopause refers to the change, the process of gradually or not linearly creating less estrogen. Okay, so firstly, when your estrogen drops as you're transitioning through menopause, your blood pressure rises usually. Your heart and blood vessels will become stiffer and less elastic because there's less estrogen, and that can increase blood pressure. Your cholesterol may rise again because of the drop in estrogen. Your HDL, your healthy cholesterol, may go down, and your lousy cholesterol or the less healthy cholesterol, LDL, may go up and will increase your risk of heart disease. Diabetes risk will also increase because when women go through menopause, they become more resistant to insulin. That's the hormone we need to convert blood sugar into energy. Sometimes hormonal changes can cause a slowing of the heart blockages, or like murmur type symptoms. It can cause dizziness. It can cause faster heart rates just generally. So at rest, your heart rate beats faster. It can also be brought on by high blood pressure. And weight gain, because estrogen affects where women store fat and how they store fat and how it's burned. As we withdraw from that, our body will change where fat is stored and how fat is stored and how energy is stored. And our metabolism slows generally as we age across the board. Now that sounds bad, right? It sounds really bad, but it's really not bad, because regular, moderate exercise can reverse, prevent, mitigate, and negate all those changes. So basically the answer to reducing diabetes risk, the answer to reducing heart attack risk is regular, moderate exercise. Now we've discussed in the past couple of weeks the heart rate training zones. So the term moderate applies to those green and blue training zones. Breathless, hot, puffed, but not the yellow and red where you're flogging yourself, you can't talk, okay? So it becomes more important than ever. So exercise is important, but if you're a woman and you're older than 40, regular moderate exercise becomes like life or death. It is super, super important. And it's never too late to start, and it's never too late to make modifications. You want to start with walking. So building up to, starting with maybe 5 minutes a day and building up to 30 minutes a day. Then on top of that, you should be adding strength training twice a week and balance training twice a week. So all the things postmenopausal women need to be exercising pretty much every day. But the term exercise doesn't mean hard exercise. It can also mean yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, all that sort of recovery-based activities, movement-based activities too. And the benefits just go on and on for menopausal women, because the drop in estrogen will also affect your muscle mass, and it will also affect your bone density. And exercise, again, reverse, prevent, mitigate, negate, like bone density and muscle mass losses as well. So at a minimum, start walking, and then add strength training, add balance training on top of that. Now, HIIT training, if you want to hit your yellow and red zones, do by all means, but you only do it 3 times a week, and they're short sessions, okay? They're 5, 10 minutes, 30 minutes max, 3 times a week, no more than, because what matters more for a post-menopausal body is variety and adequate recovery. So if you just hammer yourself in those high zones, time in, time out, over and over and over, you're not giving your body adequate recovery or adequate balance of activities to get the full health benefits of exercise generally. So the only time, you know, there are a few caveats to someone who wants to train hard in this environment and hit those red zones regularly, and that is they have to be sleeping 8 hours plus every night without fail. They need to be eating well, like fruits, veggies, adequate protein, enough calories. They need to be hydrated. They need to be not stressed, because high intensity exercise is more stress. And they can't do it day in, day out. We've got to have at least a day in between each where we do water-based activities, yoga-based activities. Variety is key. So a program like this will not only prevent or reduce or protect you from the disease, it can also have a positive impact on your menopause transition symptoms. So if you're someone that's getting hot flushes, you know, heart palpitations, that sort of thing, regular moderate exercise can help ease your transition. So if you're not currently exercising, start. And of course, all of those goals are possible to achieve on your power plate. So if we want to do cardio, you choose a rhythmical exercise that works the big muscles in your body, which is your legs, basically. That's not to say you can't use your arms. So this is cardio. Okay, it's regular, it's rhythmical, and I can do it for minutes at a time. This is cardio. But then so is this. This is cardio too. And I'm using my arms, even though they're not as big as my leg muscles. I'm still using my leg muscles. Okay? So for cardio, you pick a rhythmical exercise that you can do for minutes, and then you do it for minutes. For weights, you pick an exercise you can only do 10 to 20 times. Like, you cannot physically do it more than that. So for me on a power plate, that would be push-ups, all right, or dips, or some kind of lunging motion where the angles are quite deep and the movement is quite slow, okay, for strength training. Balance training is any kind of exercise that you have a wobble. So your lunge can be balance, can also be strength, can also be cardio and rhythmical, okay? Wobble can be done on an arm as well, okay? This is balance. I'm not sure what you're balancing for, but it's still balance, right? And then everybody knows this kind of balance. And on the power plate, it's just enhanced because of the way the plate moves, and this one too. So any exercise where there's a wobble counts as balance training. And if you're doing it on the power plate, you don't have to do as long. So your cardio might be 15 to 20 minutes of a variety of movements, compared to going for a walk, which would be 30 minutes. Your strength training might be, you know, 10 or 20 minutes compared to weights in a gym, which would be an hour. Your balance training might be 3 to 5 minutes compared to our yoga class, which is an hour and a half. So the power plate's just really handy for sort of shrinking down your program to the nuts and bolts, but getting the same results as you would get from incorporating all those things. Having said that, if you have the time and you enjoy it, that's more important than doing it quickly. So do. Now, if you have any questions for me, we have one more week of heart rate training zone as a topic. Make sure to comment here or message us, and I'll see you on Monday.